Sounds good, and we're live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back. We're back with our first guest in a few months since the pandemic, so we're excited to be here. We have a great guest with us today. He was a professional boxer from 1983 to 1996 with 53 fights, a record of 43 wins, 10 losses, 35 of them by knockout. Two-time world champion, one in the IBC Middleweight champion, and one in the WBA Welterweight champion. And currently, he's a real estate investor and a boxing coach. Tyrone the Butterfly Trice, welcome.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Were you expecting me to have the nickname ready to roll?
No, they kind of surprised me, but I knew you had some there.
Yeah. How'd you get that nickname?
Well, I kind of went into boxing with the butterfly. Just butterflies were so colorful, and you can't. Who catches a butterfly? You can't catch one. So
yeah, that's true.
I kind of emulated myself behind a butterfly.
Nice. So where did boxing begin for you, and kind of where did it take you over your career?
Boxing began with me actually being a badass little kid. But as far as learning how to box, I was actually fighting another 3 or 4 kids in Buffalo, New York. And one of the kids hit me in the head with a bottle. At that time, it was a Orange Crush, the thick Orange Crush bottles. It broke. And I just shook it off. Yeah. And went to wheeling them guys, wearing them out. And the coach his name was Mr. Kelly. Yeah. He said, son, you better get in the gym or you going to jail.
And that's what I do.
I'll be at the gym today. And he showed me, pointed me to Westminster Community Center in Buffalo, New York.
Gotcha. Just make sure the mic's a little bit closer. Mm-hmm. You can move it closer if you need to. Mm-hmm. So then, how did that lead to you deciding that that's what you wanted to do, with your life?
Well, I didn't think it was going to work in the very beginning, but I just dove into it. I've been calling myself the champ ever since then. And they say if you say things a certain time, so many times, you'll become it. My brother used to remember all the time, you used to always call yourself the champ. You still the champ. You became the champ. I forgot about calling myself the champ when I was a little kid, but I did it all the time. All my little drawings, sketches, I always had the champ, Tyrone Trice. So I guess I just was destined, just set destiny for myself.
Yeah. How much do you think that mindset helps people in their career, or specifically boxing? Because I have more and more believed that the things that you think about yourself can become reality. And if you think badly, you're not going to get there. If you think great about yourself, you're going to get there.
It's absolutely true. Yeah. Because I was just I kind of mentally mesmerized myself into believing that I was a champ. And when I first won a championship, like a state championship, it was nothing, but it was still a championship. Mm-hmm. So I got to be called the champ of something, and I felt good about that. So I'm like, well, and I was thinking about pro when I was, real young.
How did you mesmerize yourself? What's that look like?
I just kind of everything I did, I called the champ. I'd get whoopings all the time for Tyrone Trice, the champ, in my bedroom, on my bed, on the wall, in the bathroom, everywhere. I didn't care where I wrote it.
You just kept reinforcing it with yourself.
My head,
with yourself.
Went crazy with it.
So what was your first breakthrough moment, would you say, in boxing, as a professional boxer?
Well, what happened was I came to Milwaukee and I joined the Al Moreland boxing team. And then Al Moreland invited the Kronk boxing team to Milwaukee. Yeah. And which I had to fight one of the guys. The guy that I fought was Roderick Moore. And Roderick was a good fighter. I didn't have no business in the ring with him, but I tore his ass up. Nice. And Emmanuel said, hey, I want you to sign pro. When you turn pro, I said, after I get 18, 19 years old, about another year. So he said, when you get ready to turn pro, I want you to come to Detroit. So I thought he was playing. Al kind of got pissed off at me because I was semi-negotiating the contract. But he's like, okay, do what you got to do. When I did turn 18, they were right on me.
So they found you?
No, yeah. Okay. And I didn't know, at that time, I didn't know anything about Tommy Hearns and the lineage that these guys had put together in boxing, but it was tremendous. I went over to Kronk. got a chance to meet Tommy Hearns. He was my teammate, sparring with some of the best guys in the world, and just carried on from there.
So they were your agents?
Well, he was Manuel Stewart was my manager.
Manager.
And Tommy Hearns and the rest of the fighters were just my teammates.
So what did the business industry look like from a boxing perspective when you were starting? What did you not know, or what was the politics of it that people don't really know behind just the fighting aspect?
What I didn't know is I made good money, but I could have made great money if I'd just relaxed and just chilled and be still and just listen and learn. You know, when you're young, you're on the move and you just go. You know, new car, okay, I'll take it. You know, so he bought me a car and a house, and I thought, okay, at that 18 years old, you go to Detroit, a new city, new house, new car, you figure you got it made. Mm-hmm. No. So what happens when you go back to Milwaukee? You got to go back to your bedroom at mama's house. So, you know, things work themselves out.
Yeah.
And I was not always a fighter. I was a bad boy. I lived a couple different lives at one time, you know. Just things would drag you into them. Mm-hmm. I was young and didn't know. Detroit is a kill or be killed city, and if, you know, different parts of life got a hold to me, you know, just to the drug life, you know, not getting high or nothing. I never did any drugs, but distribution and knowing people. And I don't know why I got trust like I did from guys Detroit and beyond, guys out of California, and introducing me to these guys. And I'm like, well, why do I get to meet all these guys? You know, these guys trusted me. And guys really trusted me with stuff I really shouldn't have known. But they did, and that's the way it went.
So what, I guess, how did that transcend over time with relationships that you built and how that developed?
Well,
your career?
It for one solidified that I was just not a fly-by-night type of guy. We were just in Detroit. You know, if I was a friend of somebody, I was a friend to them. And they took care of me and did what they had to do. And Manuel Stewart, it solidified myself with the Manuel Stewart because, you know, Kronk was the top thing in the United States. You know, nobody had a team like that where you got a manager who has a world champion nearly in every weight class. So I'm like, wow. It was just overwhelming.
Yeah. So what did training look like? Something I'm working on in my life is discipline, is you know, staying consistent and making right decisions. When you're starting to train to fight, you know, some of the baddest people, you know, there are, what does that look like?
Well, when I'm training somebody?
No, when you were training as a professional.
Training. Oh my God.
And then we can get to the training.
It was hard work every single day. Yeah. And thank God that's all I had to do was just train. You know, Manuel took care of me. You know, he treated me like one of his sons, when I was one of many sons. He treated me well, and all I had to do was train, get my butt up and run, and get to the gym. And I did it every day for years.
So what does it look? How has boxing changed from where it was when you were in it to now? What do you see the differences in fighting?
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, 1980.
Well, but 1980. I understand.
Yeah.
But young guys are getting a quicker opportunity nowadays to prove themselves, considering the pandemic and things of that nature. I think boxing would be a little slower if things would have been the way they were before the pandemic started. But as now, you catch a lot of young guys that have been working hard through the pandemic, and they're getting the opportunities. Doors open and they're right away for them. And they're getting in, you know. Now, thank God, we don't have the alphabets where you got all these different belts. WBO and WBG and WBXYZ and all that stuff. Yeah. You know, all these guys that have got these different world titles. I have one of them, but I was in the beginning of stuff. But a guy's fighting for a title. You really got to qualify to be a good fighter now. Back 10 years ago, it got kind of funny. You know, they didn't have the competition. The guy that said, give a guy a fight.
Was there a lot of politics in it?
Always politics. Where there's money, there's politics.
How did you take advantage of the politics?
Or
how do they affect, your
I
situation?
kind of caught myself between Manuel Stewart and Don King negotiating, but you have to pick your side. Mm-hmm. Either you like Tyson, you go with the money, or you go with the guy who's going to treat you right. He went with the money. He made a lot of it.
Who'd you go with?
I went with the guy that was going to treat me right.
Okay.
Which was bad. But kind of a two-edged sword, which naturally it is. But he was my coach and trainer. Manuel Stewart, great trainer, great coach, great man. I really can't say too much, because he gave me an opportunity from a young kid. We're going back to that trust situation. I was in on a lot of phone calls and in his office sitting there looking at him, and he's telling people, well, he's training right, not me, but he was telling people on the phone he has other fighters training for fights. And I was just with the fighter, and the fighter don't know a damn thing about the fight. I'm like, wow, that's the way it's, but he was doing what he did, and he got away with it.
So, something, what was it? What I was going to ask was, how do you manage the mindset of when you would lose a fight and to get back up
lose
and
a
go
fight?
On,
Well,
because I feel like that's a different level.
I never really lost a fight.
Okay.
I figure losing a fight is getting your ass kicked. And I never really got an ass whooping. I got cheated on a lot of times. I can remember each situation in fights that I lost where the referee or when the referee got involved and stopped the fight too early, or the judges misconstrued and judged it differently. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of that going on overseas. But I did a lot of fights in Paris and different parts of Europe, which they do that. You got the promoters he's got the real say so, who he wants to win and who he wants to lose. So if I'm on the promoters, if I have the promoter that's doing all the fights, I get the wins if it gets close.
Really?
So
that's more politics of
yeah,
it. I would have never thought.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt. There's been guys where there's been got knocked out in the middle of the ring, and they cornermen come and pick them up and drag them back to the corner. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Just get up and fight. Just get up and move. You don't have to fight.
Wow.
A lot of stuff,
That's crazy.
Crazy ain't the word. But, it was a good experience. It's just, you never could take advantage of nothing because you never know. When guys speaking a different language, from English to French, it's definitely a different language. You never knew exactly what was really going on.
Yeah.
Because they come and say, hey, come in, let me talk to you. And when you get over there, they speak in French. I'm like, hold on, bro. It's me, man.
How hard did it get hit?
I'm
Saying English. Yeah.
They start speaking French, I said, man, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
You must know. I said, no, I don't know what you're talking about. So, they played the game sometimes, but they treated me fair. They treated me fair and well. Very well. A couple of different incidents happened where I end up with gloves that were too big, and I'm looking over and the guy, his gloves are small, and I got a guy in the crowd hollering, look at the gloves. Look at the gloves. You got big gloves on. I said, man, ain't nothing we can do about it. Mm-hmm. Got to go in there and fight. So it happened. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I know from Ryan, he said that, you obviously, there was a lot of interesting people that you met over the course of your career and a lot of interesting stories. I don't know if you had anything.
Interesting people,
yeah. Anything that stands out from that?
I had an opportunity to become phone call buddies and pals with Miles Davis.
Okay.
Who you damn near couldn't understand or hear what he said, but you just rolled with it.
Yeah.
And I would talk to him daily for 2 or 3 years. Hey, Miles, how you doing? Oh, Ty, how you doing?
Yeah.
You couldn't hear what he was talking about because it was hoarse.
Yeah.
But we talked every day for a couple of years. Just about any and everything. Miles Davis, I would call Jim Brown. Hey, Jim, how you doing? Just calling to see how you doing. Mike Tyson, crazy ass.
Yeah.
Mike has come a long way. He's turned into a fantastic guy. He's always been a fantastic guy.
For sure.
But he's cool. He's cool people.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson is crazy. But he cool. He crazy cool.
Yeah, especially it's nuts to be fighting, still
Yeah,
fighting.
still fighting. I don't know. I wouldn't. If I was him, I wouldn't fight Holyfield. I don't think that fight's going to go off.
Yeah.
But it does.
Who's he fighting next? Isn't he fighting?
They're signed to fight Holyfield. He's signed to fight Holyfield. I don't know. But they've both been training
Yeah.
way before the fight. At least 2 years now.
He still looks like a beast. Even
Who, Holyfield?
No, Mike. When I was watching him train,
Man.
I mean, obviously not when he was younger.
I'm surprised he did knock Roy Jones out.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he didn't just take him flat out.
yeah,
But he had a lot of restraints. A lot of restraints because the guy was hitting him and playing with him. And, Mike ain't the kind of guy you play with, no kind of way. But I would like to say
yeah.
I have an issue in boxing right now. Since I'm in Wisconsin, I can say in Wisconsin with trainers. These other guys
Okay.
that are training people and have no background in boxing. And they think, hell, I knocked a couple guys out in jail. I can go teach how to box. And hell no, you can't. I see trainers every day trying to make an attempt to teach people how to box, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. So I'm saying to the people out there, you're being trained. Some of y'all are being trained by some total idiots. And you need to do a boxing background check on who you're dealing with, because you'd be surprised what kind of people you're dealing with. I guess I can't say no better than that, huh?
No, no, you gotta know who you're being trained by.
It's some stuff that I could say. I don't want to say any names, but
Yeah,
some people being trained by just straight dope fiends.
yeah,
Straight crackheads.
yeah.
I'm like, man, this is crazy.
In Milwaukee?
Yes, hell yeah.
Yeah,
If they got a class, they're probably training somebody right now. Now they know a few things, but they have a little bit of knowledge. But you teach a person how to lose, opposed to how to win. And then the skills there it's a skill, because you teach a guy how to lose in the ring and how to kick somebody's ass in the street, which is technically not teaching them nothing.
What's the difference between those?
The difference is, in the streets, you got your natural ability that comes in the ring. It comes, your natural grit that'll learn you something. So I teach you how to hold your hands up, how to duck a punch. That gets you clear for a fight in the ring. That makes you able to probably whoop somebody's ass on the street, because they don't have no technical use of a jab in the right hand. So, that kind of, that's kind of what I'm talking about, where it can teach you enough to get in the ring, but not enough to beat anybody. So, but if you're in the streets, you just go for what you know.
Yeah. What gets you out of the situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my pet peeve right now. So I'm trying to figure out how I can get the boxing commission to kind of shut that crap down, because they got a bunch of losers teaching people. They're not teaching people how to win. They're pretenders. And I ain't got nothing against them personally.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that you're in my sport.
Yeah.
I call it my sport because that's what I've been doing all my life, and you're not being loyal to it.
Yeah.
And that's terrible.
It's not genuine.
No, not at all. There's guys teaching guys that have never set foot in the ring. And don't necessarily need to fight, but training is something you need to learn how to do, because in training a fighter, you have to learn how to peak that fighter for the date of his fight. If you got a 4-week training session,
Yeah.
I don't want to explain how you peak a fighter, but there's ways you peak a fighter to get him ready to where he's at the top. He's got all the strength and everything together for that particular date.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of guys that don't know how to do that.
So what should somebody who's in boxing or wants to be boxing be looking for when looking to start training?
Actually, what a person should do is get near a seasoned fighter.
Okay.
Somebody who's been there, done that, and they know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
Not none of these guys that got 150 losses.
Mm-hmm.
If I lose 150 fights, I can't teach you nothing but how to lose.
Mm-hmm.
You find you a guy there's a ton of fighters that have come in and out of retirement that know how to train properly.
Yeah.
And a lot of us are in cahoots or contact with each other. So if a guy has a problem, they call, hey man, what do I do when this happens?
Mm-hmm.
Get a line open, and explain what the situation is. But then we got to be on one force. We want our guys to win.
Mm-hmm.
We got some trainers that want guys to do nothing but go to Chicago and get their ass kicked. Put up a good fight, a good attempt, but a couple $100.
How do you know when someone's just throwing you out there? I mean, do you?
Well, you know who's doing it. You know who's doing it.
Yeah.
And I might be, putting some guys on blast, but I don't give a damn because I'm a winner. And I train to win. I train my fighters to get in shape. My intention is to win. All intentions I do is to win. I don't care what I do, basketball, football, pool game, whatever I do it to win.
Why do it any other way?
That's right. So if you're not teaching a guy to win, you're teaching a guy to lose. And 90% of these guys don't have a winning record anywhere in life. But they find people to train.
Yeah. That's why Dan swears by, I forget, the professor, jiu-jitsu, because isn't he like from the bloodline of the original jiu-jitsu?
Oh, yeah, he's straight from Brazil.
Yeah.
Now
Under Carlson Gracie.
Yeah.
Gracie, now those guys don't know what the hell they're doing. But that's not boxing.
No,
that's mixed martial arts.
Mixed martial arts. Now that's a field I know a little bit about because I was around when it was kickboxing, but I ain't teaching nobody how to kick because that ain't my expertise.
Yeah.
I got a couple guys that come in and kick. I'm like, get your stinky foot ass out of here. Look, if you ain't boxing, they'll tell me, we need to learn some boxing, coach. I said, put your socks back on, put your shoes on, and I'll teach you how to box. Go from there.
What do you think of the UFC?
UFC?
You like watching it?
I love watching. I watch it all the time.
Nice.
These guys are killers.
Hell yeah.
I would not want to meet. I have a friend, and I'm glad he's my friend, because I would not want to meet him in the alley or even walking down the streets. I would not want to do anything that has pissed him off or see him after somebody else has pissed him off in the alley somewhere walking down the street. And he just, because these guys have so many weapons. It's like
and jiu-jitsu too.
Like a military guy without the guns.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, all of that.
Yeah.
I got a chance to learn some Tai Chi when I was in France. And I incorporated some of the moves in my boxing. And I thought about it. These guys are dangerous. Dangerous people. Where they take you one way and bring you back another way and whoop, flip you. It's terrible, man. It's tremendous.
So why would somebody choose to go into boxing rather than like mixed martial arts?
Well, mixed martial arts is more of a strict skill set. Boxing is a fight. And most people know how to fight from childhood. So, okay, they give that you gotta fight, you fighting, you fight your brother all the time, you fight your cousin all the time. Every time family members come over, you kick their ass. So we know you got heart. You don't care nothing about fighting. Them the guys you want in the ring. But the other guys get their ass kicked. Every time I go with my cousin such how he kicked my ass. Them the ones you want to leave out the boxing ring, Now you take that guy and send him to a skill set. Now that has nothing to do with his heart. He's just able to learn the skill. And the better he teaches the skill, the better he learns the skill. So this guy one kid might be a great boxer, other guy might be a great karate guy. We just gotta break him up.
You got a favorite UFC fighter?
I think it's Asanya.
Adesanya?
Yeah.
Israel
Yeah,
Adesanya?
Israel, yeah, there we go, yeah.
Hell yeah.
He came along at the right time because he caught, what's the guy? Shit. I can't think of his name. He caught the older guy, just he beat the older guy up so bad.
Yeah.
But, see, that's different than
Yeah.
boxing because you have less weapons.
He calls himself the style bender.
Yeah, well, he been bending some damn styles. Break
Yeah,
some
man.
damn necks too,
Yeah, he's insane. Great to watch.
He's great to watch, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's about my favorite guy.
Cool.
I'd like to meet him one day. If you're listening, give me a call, bro.
Hell yeah.
Who's the most challenging opponent you faced, or was the most challenging fight?
Challenging opponent I done faced. I could say it was Simon Brown because we fought in the championship and he beat me twice, but there were mitigating circumstances in my first fight, which I didn't have a problem with. Definitely, stuff happened in my second fight before I even got in the ring. Shoot, people don't know. One of these days soon I'll reveal it. That stuff that happened to me from his people before the fight, night before the fight, leading up to the fight. Stuff happens.
Yeah. And what are you looking for when you go into a fight? How do you find your opponent's weaknesses? What does that look like?
Sometimes you look at the fight film, and you watch 3 fights, his last 3 fights. Most guys do the same thing the last 3. They can't change a habit that damn quick. But I made the mistake. I didn't look at it. I didn't look at a lot of guys. I just figured I'm going to kick his ass and that's going to be it. I'll create a venue, or create something. I'm getting everything strong and in shape, and I'm going to do it. So that's what got me over. But if I had to think of the more important fights that I had, if I had to watch videos of the guys and picked out a weakness, then I could have took advantage of it quicker. But I would notice, okay, right away, he's dropping his right hand. He drop it again, I'm gonna throw mine. Or dropping his left hand, I'm gonna throw mine. So I would notice something always about the guy in the fights. I wouldn't go in with a set. I'm waiting on him to do this because I'm gonna do that. Because guys always change. Do
you teach that?
Do I teach that? I haven't. Right now, I don't have any guys that are to that stage.
Okay.
Well, I can teach them, and it's like an anticipation.
Yeah.
And and just studying the fight. I'm been teaching kids. The kids that I teach, I'm just to the stage of what you do when you first come out to fight. I'm telling the kid, why are you running right out to the guy? Circle him for a minute, circle him one time, and then get in his ass. If you don't see what you can do in one round robin, you got to do what you do best. So if he throws the right hand, that's his best shot, throw the right hand. The left hook is your best shot, throw your best shot. But most important is the jab first. Go from there.
Is that the tester? Kind of feel him out?
Yeah, that's right. That's the tester. You got to jab and find out what the hell he got. Yeah. But you find out what a guy got. As long as you got your hands up, protect you. If he throws something at you, you ain't got to worry about it. But if you end up finding out he got a good right hand like Tommy Hearns did, Tommy Hearns said, well, I did that. I had that philosophy when I was sparring with him. See what this guy got. No.
Yeah.
I forgot what he had. I forgot the hard shots he had. I'm like, what the hell you hit me with? What you think I hit you with?
Yeah.
I had a lot of moments where I was waking up from waking up. What the hell? What was I down for? Crazy times, man.
How do you take care of your body as a boxer?
Oh gosh, take care of my body. Not the best right now. I drink a lot of Mountain Dew. and I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
When you're competing, you're on a diet, strict diet, because most fighters are overweight. And you want to make the weight. See a strict diet and don't drink no sodas and drinking straight water and just working.
Work.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Got anything else to add or questions? Anything you would want to touch on? Anything you're looking to plug?
No,
I know you say you're currently, real estate investing.
I want to say
boxing.
thank you. I want to say thank you to Lee Arnold and Kogo Capital, guys at Kogo Capital and Lee Arnold for blessing me so I can get some stuff done with these buildings and help me out and kind of guiding me in different directions and ways I should go and ways I shouldn't go with the real estate.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Peace.
Well, thanks for joining us. Thank you for joining us, Tyrone.
Thank you.
Appreciate talking to you.
All righty. My pleasure, bro.
Yeah, this has been Becoming Alpha. Thanks for joining us. Please subscribe or follow us. Everything should be in the links at the bottom, all our social media. But otherwise, we will see you next time, and have a good one.
Peace.